Well, good morning. We are back at Langless Camp, or back at Thrassy's Lodge, and I guess it is Langless Camp right now. And we are going to go ahead and talk to Langless now and go seek out Skorgrim.
Greetings.
It is time. The combined armies of the dwarves and elves have already begun their assault on the cleft of Rath Teraig. Avorthal awaits you within the valley. We must go. Okay.
The combined forces of Lord Thorin of Thorin's Hall and Dourhand Whitethorn of Tutrial prepare to march upon the goblin army of Rath Teraig.
Okay. Let's go, my friendly elven person. At least the NPCs help in this one. It's a good thing too, considering I'm a little hobbled today. Managed to cut my index finger opening a can of cat food last night. And while that's definitely no serious injury, it does mean that I'm left using a different finger to control my mouse. Oh well, right? We can manage. Matthew Stouthausen is in trouble. We need your aid. Longbeard champion. You couldn't have given the guy a name. Do you smell something? Oh, it's hiding back here. That's why. Let us rest a while. Okay, we've rested. Let us rest for a moment before we proceed.
The shadow must fall.
I am ready to move on. We must find and rescue this Sarah Oakhart. Once she is safe, we can continue the search for Skorgrim. Perhaps we will find my father up ahead and can lend our aid, though I am sure he has little need of our blades. Sarah Oakhart. And she has run off. And our bad guy, Skorgrim Dourhand. Skorgrim has escaped, but I think Erdlun will be safe from him now, at least for a time. For that I feel the combined assault of dwarves and elves was a success. It will be a long while before we know the full cost of our actions here. Many good people have fallen in Rath Teraig this day. I will tend to my father's wounds, and then together we can report to Langloss and tell him what has happened here today.
Saruman's treachery has delayed me too long. I can only hope that Frodo and Sam have left the Shire. Without my aid, their road will be a perilous one. Frodo must rely upon the Rangers and your prowess to see him to the end.
I like the cutscenes. All right, Langloss.
What do you need?
Okay. Medium armor. All right.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Come here and listen well. My captain, a ranger they call Strider, must be notified of the threat posed by Skorgrim. A shame you can't stay to enjoy our victory. Travel far to the east to a place that men call Breetown. There you should seek out Barleyman Butterbur. He's the owner of a tavern called the Prancing Pony where Strider has lodged in the past. If Strider is there, Barleyman can help you find him. If not, you can bed down for the night and you can continue your search in the morning. It's a long journey to Breeland. Do not tarry, for Skorgrim is on the march. Okay, so we have finished the elven part of the prologue, but since I did say I had to complete all quests in Ered Luin, it means we are not quite done yet. And since I feel like gathering a little ore, we're going to take a leisurely ride. The ore gathering has gone well. In fact, I'm up to almost 20 gold, which, relatively speaking, in this game is not a lot, but it's certainly enough to give a little buffer and allow me to check the AH for items to buy. Armor. So we are headed over to Thorin's Hall, because like I said, that was the elven side of the prologue. And there is still the dwarven side of the prologue. So they each start on opposite sides of Ered Luin and eventually merge at Gondaman for the epic. Make sure I'm still going the right way. Am I? Where am I? Yes, I am still going the right way. Is that? Ah, that's the treasure camp right there. And this is where something called the treasure hunt takes place. Or it's actually a little further away, but it's over this way. If you see that up there, that is the treasure hunt field up there. And there's a, I don't want to call it a festival. It's not really a festival. It's kind of a mini event. Usually takes place over 3 or 4 days. And basically you run around and you dig up spots and get tokens, and occasionally you get a cosmetic or a housing item, or what else do you get? Oh yes, you have a chance of getting a horse. There's actually 2 horses and a goat. They are called the treasure-laden steed, the treasure-laden goat, and a cave claw steed. If you manage to get all 3 of them, you actually get a title. And I think it's Wandering Vault Keeper. I think I've only ever gotten that title once. But yeah, it can be fun. You do quests, you get picks and cave claws that can sniff out the better spots for you, and in limited quantities, it's very fun. Oh, we're going the wrong way. I do not know what this is. It just a fence, giant fence, or I should say that's a giant gate. And let's see, what would be beyond that? Nothing. There's nothing right there. Okay. Wonder if they ever plan on putting something there. That would be interesting. See what's beyond that. But that's not where we want it to go. So, where are we going? I think we gotta go back across this bridge. Oh, is there ore down there? There's, hello, Hinterval. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. Just realized that's a marker. Okay. I think my next step in this in learning how to record gameplay is going to have to be learning how to edit videos, which is something I don't know how to do yet, but I'll work on it. Have to figure out what sort of program I need to do video editing. Don't know if there are free ones available or if it's something I have to pay for. If anybody knows, I'm open to hearing some advice. We got 39 chunks. Well, let's have enough to put a little more up on the AH. I usually try to sell in batches of 55. Seems to be a fair amount, and it sells pretty good too. All right, so Thorin's Hall. Named after the great Thorin Oakenshield. Freren's Court. I'm assuming that statue is a Freren. I don't think... I don't think... Oh, there's a quest here. See what I mean? Now, these are all very low-level quests now, but they are quests, and they are in Arid Luin. So, Reflecting Pool. A reflecting pool allows you to replay story instances you've completed, or join your fellowship if they are currently in a story instance. Reflecting pools only allow travel into the instances of the region where the pool is found. So if I go to this reflecting pool, I click on it, I can see the 3 instances that I've done: To Avert a War, Assault on Rath Teraig, and Rescue by Moonlight. And to avert a war, Rescue by Moonlight, and Assault on Rath Teraig are the order that they are in. Okay. And what do you want? What do you want? Alright, so we'll grab those in a little bit. Now, I'm not sure. I think I might do these off screen, considering... Well, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll at least start so you can see where the Dwarven side starts. Because, you know, not everybody's going to decide to choose an elf. Actually, I thought it would usually start with Skogi here. No. Flossy. Nope, not him either. He just has another side quest. Okay. There is supposed to be a dwarf to talk to, and he says that basically you need to go talk to... what is his name? Can't remember his name off the top of my head. Not Doran. Guess we're going to find out in a second, because I'm going to go back to the throne room. Make sure there's nobody up here that I need to talk to. That is... I think that's the housing guy here. Yeah, that's a housing guy. Or it's a housing quest, which again we won't take. Doesn't make sense to take a quest when I already have a house. Ooh, that was some lag. Alright. Dwalin. And he has no ring on his head either. So perhaps they've made it so that if you have done the elven side, you can't do the dwarven side. Used to be you could do both. Now this is a marker. And I don't think I can... No, I can. So that started a deed, Exiles from the Lonely Mountain, which I cannot complete any time in the near future. That is... The rest of those are an Inundwaith, and that's a much higher level area than I'm capable of entering. I believe it's 65. I think it is. I think it starts at around 65. If I attempted to go there, what would happen, because everything would be 40 plus levels above me, is that they would sense my presence and they would just come from all over the map to attack me. I mean, I could show you what it looks like. It's actually rather funny. Of course, it would require me dying. Oh well, let's do it. This is kind of funny. All right, so we are going to stable to Bree, because Bree has the most stables to other places. And we want a nice high level place to stable to. All right, so we need something that's at least 20 levels higher than us, which we are not going to find on this side, because even Evendom is only about, what, 15 levels higher? So let's head to the Southbury Gate, where I know that they have some high level stables. And we will have to use a myth coin to do this. But I have a few. So Osgiliath. Well, Osgiliath is definitely qualified. Galtrev. Dunlin definitely qualifies. And a Dwaith. Lanuk. That'll work. Because Inadwaith is where I said the dwarf markers are. So, let's go die. Let's see if I can't snag that Lanuk stable before I get killed. Dangerous places. You have entered a part of the world with challenges and threats much higher level than your own. While you are in this area, you may attract the attention of monsters from further away than normal. You can tell when you have... Alright, so this is Anna Dwaith. And this person's going, what the hell is she doing here? Well, what I'm doing here is being... So we can see as a level 63 mob. It's actually not coming like it usually would. Maybe because I'm still kind of in the settlement. Oh, they're not even bothering with me. Interesting. Oh, there they go. It took it a minute to figure out I was there. And luckily for me, the guards here will actually take care of it. Hopefully. Yep, the guards took care of it. So, this is Inadwave. Now, the mobs in higher areas have always been a challenge. Although it used to be you could take a low level character to higher level areas, and if you were semi careful, you could gather materials. Nowadays, I wouldn't recommend doing that. Not even with guard on you, because one, they will aggro from much further away, although not quite as far away as I was expecting. And two, it takes a whole lot longer to process a ore deposit or wood deposit than it would if you were closer to the level of the area. They've made it so it takes forever. Even if I was able to process the ore here, which I can't, it would take me an age in order to do it. Look at that big ox bull down there. I do like the skies here. They're very realistic looking. Should we go look at another area?
What have we to say to each other,
Um, hmm. Can head to Rivendell. Of course, when you're on a stable ride, they don't aggro to you. Yeah, Skorgrim, which, like I said, even if I could process that, I couldn't at this level. We are in Rivendell. We won't spoil too much of Rivendell here. We won't go look at it just yet, because we'll get here eventually. Where can I go from here? Gwingris, Aragion. Let's go back. Let's go back for now. We need to get back to Thorin's Hall. It does seem like they've nerfed the mobs chasing you a little bit, which is kind of disappointing. Because it really was. I've done it before, and it was pretty funny. All right. So, we're not able to do the epic on this side. However, we do have other quests we can do, which I'm going to do so I can say I have done all the quests I can do in this area. And you see this player here. His name is White. That means his role-playing tag is on. So for people who enjoy role-playing, like this one, they can change their tag from yellow to white, and that signals to other people who are role-playing that, yes, they're role-playing, and they can role-play together. Mine is yellow because I am not role-playing this character.
I am at your service.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to read those. Shame on me. Well, I could cancel them all and then wait 5 minutes and retake them and then read them. I don't think there were any rings up here. I'll check. Boy, those are some shiny floors. Now this NPC, he's going to help us with the quest later on. It is kind of harder to find the quest in here since I am way over level for the quest. So the rings are all gray and therefore they don't show up on the map. Oh, yeah. These things. So they added, I can't remember how long ago it was now, they added these mannequins. And these are outfits that they're like, come buy these outfits with the mithril coins. And to be quite honest, most of the time these outfits are just ugh. And this is no exception. It's like, ugh. You can try them on by clicking shift and right mouse button. Ugh. Ugh. I mean, none of these I would pay 50 mithril for. And yes, that's how much each of these costs, 50 mithril. Ugh. So, definitely 4 Uggs. And the outfits change monthly. I really never thought that those were appropriate in the game. It's just like, you just don't expect a shop mannequin to be in the middle of a town. Oh, this is from one of the quests. Okay. Bring the tarnished armor to Bernie. And He wants me to go talk to a couple of guards down in Nogland because he needs to collect their armor so he can repair it. Let's go over here and sell a couple things off. Not that. Keep that. That. Keep that. Okay, so okay. Repair items. Because once you hit level 10, you have to start repairing things. And okay, that's why there's an empty spot there. Because I finished using up the food in that slot. Okay. Yes. Anyway, once you've reached level 10, you have to start repairing items. And you can pretty much get repairs done at any supplier or grocer or any of the crafting stations, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You would think there should be a specific type of NPC you would talk to repair gear, but there isn't. Oh, I know what we're gonna finish off the day with. So, while I'm thinking about it, this is a mailbox. There are mailboxes in a lot of places in the world. If you're not VIP, you have to go to a mailbox to check your mail. And in our mail, we have a lot of random things. Got the bingo buff and the bingo quest. Those are kind of fun. We'll start working on those eventually. But what we want is this one. So it's basically explaining a little bit about skirmish camps. As darkness creeps across the stricken lands of Middle-earth, none are safe from the peril in the east. Skirmish camps have appeared throughout the lands as rallying points for those who will stand together to fight the shadow. Stout soldiers gladly lend their weapons, but they lack a leader. What hero will answer the summons? I beseech you to visit one of our skirmish camps and speak with its captain. Camps can be found in towns throughout Middle-earth, such as Bree, Thorin's Hall, Brockenborings, Estelden, and many others. Under your banner we shall follow your command. Hope is not yet lost for the free peoples if a warrior of your class stands with us. I hope that one day we shall stand together on the field of battle. The skirmishes await your sword. Skirmish Captain of the North Downs. Okay, so we detach that. And right click on it. And it starts a quest. and basically saying, report to the nearest skirmish camp. Well, since we happen to be right next to a skirmish camp, which is what reminded me of this, let's go talk to Snorri Slowhammer. Snorri Slowhammer. What a name. Alright, so this is basically the skirmish tutorial. And skirmishes are kind of like instances, only unlike with instances, skirmishes you gather, you get rewarded with marks and medallions that you can use at skirmish camps to buy items. And here is second watcher Heastraw, who is injured. So this is going to be a very watered down version of this instance, or this skirmish. Alright, so we need to alright. I'm going to put that right there. For now, that'll work. And this is a skirmish soldier. Now, once the tutorial's finished, you could pick different types of skirmish soldiers. There are healer soldiers, fighters, protectors, sages, and each of them has their roles and does different things. Now, for this character, I may likely go with some sort of protector. I'm not sure yet. All right, and now that that's over, this is unblocked and we can go into the skirmish. And of course, the skirmish soldier immediately goes and gets stuck. Or just doesn't move at all. So we're going to recall him there. Let's just say the AI of the soldiers, skirmish soldiers, isn't very intelligent. They can be dumb as a box of rocks. Now we're going to get a... I do not think we're going to get a counterattack here. Okay. If we were in a regular skirmish instead of the tutorial, we would get a counterattack. But since this isn't a regular skirmish, not the same rules. Okay. And when you take a flag, that means you've cleared an area. Now I think here they tell you what counters look like. Yep. So here's a counter attack. My skirmish soldier needs healing. There. A brigand is attempting to detonate several black powder casks. That would be this guy here. Alright, now I need healing. Okay. And I've received 15 marks for defeating him. And a minor token of ice. Now these tokens can be used, they can be placed down, and for a short period of time, they add some sort of a buff or a debuff. And our bad guy has run away. And Bill Fernie is by no means a good guy himself, so I don't know why we're protecting his house. And we have completed the first part of the tutorial. Now, the skirmish soldier does not follow you outside of the skirmish. As you can see, he's nowhere to be seen. However, there are these tokens that you can buy that will actually let you call a skirmish soldier out on landscape. And I don't know if they sell here in the skirmish camp. I can't remember right now. And this guy sells various things like reputation items for different areas, and each of them shows their requirements. They didn't used to have requirements at all, but I guess people were just like creating new characters and feeding them all these rep items and getting a whole bunch of TP and then deleting the character and doing it over again without doing anything else, any of the other LP grinding. So first they gave them level locks. So you could see Elvish Relics, you have to be level 35 to use them. This is Reputation for Evendom, you have to be level 30 to use it, so on and so forth. And I guess that wasn't enough. So now not only does a person have to be the right level to use certain items, they also have to perform some sort of quest in that area that unlocks them. Oh, and we also have Reputation Acceleration Tomes, which you can buy. It gives you a little, like a blue bar for your acceleration. So it doubles the reputation gain until that blue bar has been used up. Then you have items that you can get, and this is way, way off in the future. They're class quest later on. There's a lot of curiosities, and each curiosity is for, it's like it'll tell you this is something that hunters, minstrels, and runekeepers use. This item is for burglars. Anyway, that's stuff that we wouldn't even be able to use for a while anyway. So, we have a currency exchange, and he'll exchange marks for medallions, medallions for marks, and there are seals too. Classic. And here we start seeing some, this is a numinous armor. This is Great Barrow armor sets. So I could actually get this at level 25 if I have done enough skirmishes to have the marks and medallions to get it. Now, obviously, I have a decent amount of marks in this account already, so I'm going to have to sit down and figure out how many marks and medallions I just got from doing that skirmish and keep track so I don't spend more than what I've actually gotten on this character. It looks like I got about 18 marks and one medallion from that. Okay, anyway, it's time to go do part 2 of this. And again, we're returning to Bree to help defend the townfolk there. And this is what the instance finder looks like. So you can see epic battles, instances, seasonal, which I showed you with the perfect picnic, and skirmishes, which we have exactly one listed at the moment. So it's a defensive skirmish. The one we did previously is an offensive skirmish. The difference is that with an offensive skirmish, you kind of have control over the pace of it. You kill everything in the area. It does not progress until you've taken the flag. You go looking for the mobs to kill. In a defensive skirmish, the mobs come to you, and I do think you do still have a flag to take, between each round, so you have a little bit of control. But the mobs come to you in waves, and you have no control over that, unlike in an offensive where you go look for them. And so if you need to pause and get up, you just stop where you've already killed things and you can get up. All right, so we are going to travel to the Prancing Pony to defend the people in it. And here's Mr. Heathstraw again. All right. Okay, so purchase the warrior role trait from Will. So he is basically the skirmish trainer in this. And as you can see, and because this is a tutorial, it's free to buy it, but if you wanted to upgrade it, you're going to pay. And now we go to Tom Red Thistle here, which would be the skirmish captain. And we take this roll we just got, we put it in that slot, hit confirm. Yes, we want to accept this arrangement of traits. And now we can call our skirmish soldier. Which, as you can see, is pretty much very similar to the soldier we had in the first one, because that soldier we were using was a warrior. All right, so he's basically saying sometimes you have extra help in a skirmish. In this case, he's going to stick around and fight too. But in some cases, if an ally falls, you lose the skirmish. So he has to stay alive, basically. Oh. And you're just standing up there doing nothing. Basically, here he's saying that we know little about the enemy's forces or where exactly they may come from. Again, that's that element of we don't have control over a defensive skirmish. They could come from the west or the east. It could be, like he says here, he doesn't know what combination of mobs might come from any point. Okay, here we go. And there's our lieutenant. Okay, and so we don't have flags to take between rounds. So yeah, it is completely outside of our control. Oh, there's our bad guy from the first skirmish. And we defeated him, and the other two guys are running off like the little wimps they are. There are many different skirmish rewards available. All of them require marks earned from accomplishing goals within skirmishes. At various skirmish camps around the world, you will find characters willing to barter you those rewards for the marks you have earned. So I'll have to count up how many marks. Looks like add it to the 18 I got from the last one. We have 19, 29, 31, 34, and 2 medallions. I thank you again for your help in freeing Bree. It will be long before what you have done is forgotten. It'll be forgotten next week, I'm sure. And we're going to get another 50 marks from doing the intro, the tutorials. And at this point, we must choose. So we have Protector, Herbalist, which is a healer. Protector is the Guardian. Banner Guard is kind of a captain. Um, they have buffs and debuffs that can help in a skirmish. The Sage is, well, kind of like the Runekeeper. It does a lot of high tactical damage. An Archer is a hunter. They also do range damage. And a Warrior is basically a champion. So, out of these, we're going to choose a Protector. Okay, so I can't show you my Protector just yet, but the default Protector is a Dwarf. And there are, if you go to the Cosmetics camp, you can actually change your soldiers' races, so you can change them to a man or woman, elf sire, elf maiden, hobbit lad or hobbit lass, or a dwarf, which, like I said, Protector is by default. So at some point I will be able to slot this, and I will probably choose a man. Actually, no, I think I'm going to choose an elf sire. But that won't come till later. So, that was the introduction to skirmishes. And at some point, we will actually go through a real skirmish or two just so you can see what they actually look like and not what the tutorial shows you. But that's definitely for another time. And until then, bye for now.